from this TB patient. This patient, when exposed to TB, hindi natatablan. Hindi nagkakaroon ng full-blown of the disease. No? There was transfer of immunity from this patient to the other. And he called it transfer factor. Hindi pa niya alam anong tawag nun eh. So there must be a transfer magic daw. So he just called it simply as transfer factor. And now, they now recognize na yun palang transfer factor actually is nakukuha pala sa gatas. They just look at the gatas and there's such a thing as transfer factor there. That's why DOH recommends breast milk is good for babies. That's very true. Because the mother's immunity is transferred through the breast milk. Especially the first breast milk that comes out. Yung mga dirty looking na breast milk. Unang piga talaga. That's what you call in medical term as colostrum. Yun, that contains a lot of the transfer factor and even immunoglobulins. That's why babies na uminom ng colostrum, hindi masakitin. No, hindi madaling magkasakit. Unlike babies not fed with colostrum, they easily get sick, madaling mahawa. No, they're thin, they're emaciated because wala silang immunity. So we can get it from breast milk. Alangan naman, lahat ng mother, kukunan mo ng colostrum, wala nang maiwan sa baby. So scientists discovered that the colostrum of cow and the egg yolk of chicken contains a lot of this transfer factor. So through a patented technology, ibig sabihin ng patented, exclusive yan. Have you seen other direct selling companies selling transfer factor? Wala, exclusive lang yan, for life lang ang meron. So kung ikaw distributor, you can say that we are the only ones who have the patented technology of filtering the colostrum from cow and egg yolk from chicken and make it into a capsule form. They freeze dry it, and the patent is for 17 years. And here's the certificate of patent in the United States. So exclusive, kayo lang meron. Here are the dairy farms in the US. Makita mo high-tech, malinis. Ito yung mga cow. Ito actually yung mga cow na black and white. We call that Angus beef. Masarap yun. Very expensive, right? One steak is how much? 1,000 plus yan, isang order. Ito yung mga Angus beef. So these are the farms, the Great A dairies. And you can see their quality control, malinis talaga. So why don't you just drink the colostrum instead? Meron pala sa colostrum eh. Yung mga cow na bagong panganak, kunin mo yung colostrum, yun ang inumin mo. Do you think it would be better? Colostrum contains water, minerals, vitamins, protein, fat, carbohydrate, immunoglobulin, and even hormones. But do you know that one capsule of transfer factor, isang capsule is equivalent to 2 liters of colostrum. Magkano yung 1 litro ng gatas na Magnolia? 60. So 2 litro, magkano yan? 120. So the actual costing pala of 1 capsule of transfer factor capsule is 2 liters of fresh milk. Imagine, if you take 1 capsule 3 times a day, minimum lang yan, 1 capsule 3 times. So how many liters of colostrum should you drink? 6 liters. Ayun, magkaigit-igit ka din yung colostrum mo. Eh kung 5 capsules 3 times a day, ilan na 15 capsules a day, so you have to drink 30 liters of colostrum. Kung may makuha ka pang colostrum ng cow, can you drink 30 liters a day? Na magutod ka na diha. That's why the transfer factor that is contained here is exclusively pure. It's pure. It does not even contain, kunyari allergic ka sa milk, di ba meron mga ibang lactose intolerant, they do not drink milk. This does not even contain lactose. Kaya hindi ka, kahit na lactose intolerant ka, you can take this one. That's why this one is more recommended. Okay, next. So transfer factor, actually it is made up of 44 amino acids. It is a highly effective immune messaging system. It comes from cow's milk, colostrum, yung unang bigat talaga, and the chicken egg yolk. It is designed by nature to become the critical immune information. So transfer factor is not a vitamin. So don't advertise it as a vitamin. It is not a mineral, not an herb, not an antioxidant, not a hormone. It's not even a drug. What it contains in the capsule is the information. So it's a protein molecule code information. Once you take it, it activates the immune system. Once your immune system is activated, it can now fight, it can now recognize bacteria, protozoa, viruses, and even cancer. So actually, ang transfer factor, ito yung microscopic picture ng isang transfer factor. It has three segment. Ito yung first segment, second segment, and the third segment. The first segment is the one which you've seen kanina, yung dinidisplay na flag sa receptor. Okay? Feel free to take those. Medyo for free yan sila para makatikim kayo what is Riovida. Riovida is the liquid form of transfer factor. Okay, feel free, it's for free. Habang libre, the best things in life are free. Go ahead. So ito yung kanina sinasabi ko, dinidisplay as a flag. No? What do you call that? This is the antigen-specific function. This is an array of critical tags used by the immune messaging system to identify the host. That's why sabi ko kanina, pag meron na siyang tag, meron na siyang flag, WBC can now recognize the cancer cell kasi nakatag na siya, no? Recognize na siya. Ito namang middle segment is what you call the suppressor segment, suppressor function. What is the suppressor function? Down regulates the immune response once the threat is defeated. This is also true in allergy, asthma. Kung sa man ang asthma, once you're exposed to pollen or dust, bigla kang hahatching. Nang may hahatching, hindi ka na makahinga. Because your immune system is hyperactive. Sobrang OA na po na yung immune system. Konting exposure lang sa pollen, nag-hyperreact na, it releases histamine. And histamine will constrict your bronchioles. Once it constricts, kasi gusto man niya i-constrict para di yung malanghap yung pollen. That's a natural, God designed it that way actually, no? The immune system is too protective of the body. Once na malanghap niya, nakatake na little pollen, masyadong baka makapatay yan. So what it does is release histamine, and histamine will constrict the bronchioles para hindi ka makahinga. Natural defense yan ng katawan. But actually, pollen cannot kill naman talaga. But if you take transfer factor, it will educate your immune system. Pollen lang yan, hindi yan makakapatay. So, it decreases the attack of asthma. Pansin nyo yan. So, sino yung may allergic rhinitis, allergy, asthma, no, skin asthma. If you take transfer factor, mas lesser ang attack, or sometimes even, mawala na yan. The third segment is what you call the inducer function. Ito yung pangatlong segment. It triggers a general state of readiness of the immune system. Ano ibig sabihin niya? Ito yun. Naturally, once you're exposed to, let's say, flu virus, that's day 0. On the first day, tataas yung mga complement system. These are the tumor necrosis factor, interleukins, interferon alpha. Yun yung magti-trigger ng NK cell. Ano yung NK cell dito kanina? Natural killer cell. Once the NK cell is triggered, that's the time you get well. So once you have a flu exposure, may fever ka, you're down in bed, you get well on usually on the third day. Diba? Flu, pahinga ka talaga, mga 3 araw ka down. But once you take transfer factor, this is what will happen. And the cytokines are released on the first day, so it's only on the third day that the natural killer cell will start killing the virus and you get well. But if you take transfer factor, day 0 pa lang, taas agad yung cytokines mo. There's a ready immune system that is working. Kick off ka agad siya. That's why the complement system starts at day 0, and after 1 day, you get well. That's very true. I've experienced that. Yung mga anak ko, zero absent sila sa school. It doesn't mean that if you take transfer factor, you will never get sick. You will. But once you get sick, you easily recover. Yung mga anak ko, may fever, pag uwi, may fever, no? Mainit. So I give them an extra dose of transfer factor. They have fever, they go to bed that night, they just rest. Huwag na muna mag-study, rest na muna. The following day, the fever is gone. They go back to school right away. That's true. I've experienced this several times, no? Ma-expose man sila sa flu, they get the fever, but the following day, they're up and about and they go back to school. Ready ka agad yung immune system mo. So actually, here's a study done by the company. They want to see if secretory IgA, which is an immunoglobulin found in the oral cavity, kung tumataas ba siya if you take transfer factor. Actually, 95% of infectious organisms enters our body through the mouth. The mouth is very dirty, no? Kasi lahat ng pumapasok yan, sometimes germs, bacteria, pumapasok through the mouth. So the main protection of our oral cavity is what? Ito yun, secretory IgA. Once a bacteria gets in, it is acted upon by secretory IgA. So gusto malaman ng kumpanya kung kumakain ka ba ng transfer factor, tumataas ba yung secretory IgA. So here is the study. Secretory IgA is the most abundant immunoglobulin found in the body. It is produced 3 to 5 grams per day. So if there is failure of secretory IgA to block the organism, what happens? You get sick. Kasi hindi niya na-block eh. Dumiretso yung bacteria sa loob eh. But if you have enhanced secretory IgA, very effective yung blocking system mo na immunoglobulin sa mouth, you don't get sick. Correct? Correct. Here's the molecular picture of a secretory IgA. It is an antibody. It is found in the mucous membrane, especially the mouth. It is produced 3 to 5 grams per day. And what does it do? It is the first defensive barrier against infection, especially the mouth. Sige, pasok kayo. Please come in. Meron bang naka-reserve dito? May reserve seat. May VIP pang dadating. Wala na. See, there's one more seat here. Meron. Sige daw, may VIP pang dadating. Wow, it's full pack once again. Medyo matagal-tagal na kasi ako hindi na pag-lecture. I promise to do this twice a week. No, not twice a week, twice a month. Dati once a month, ngayon siguro twice a month para mas malaki makakarinig. Okay, let's continue. So the objective of the study is to determine if secretory IgA increases if you take transfer factor. So what did they do? They have 24 subjects, 24 adults, and for 3 weeks, these 24 adults were taking 4-life transfer factor trifactor and 4-life transfer factor Riovida. So itong liquid, saka yung blue na transfer factor. And every week, salivary collection was done to determine kung tumataas ba yung secretory IgA. So ito yung result. Ito yung baseline, day 0. Then after 5 weeks, ito yung pula. So nakita mo lahat ng after 5 weeks, tumaas ano? After 5 weeks, itong pula. Ito yung baseline, 110. After 5 weeks, 191. There is 73% increase in secretory IgA. So that means if you take transfer factor, your secretory IgA in the mouth will increase. That means better protection against bacteria, correct? Baseline, ito lang kakonte. And after 2 weeks lang ha, 2 weeks lang. 2 weeks, ganito nakarami ang secretory IgA. So result, statistically significant increase in secretory IgA as little as 2 weeks. So if you take transfer factor capsule in just 2 weeks, it should be effective. But for my patients, let's say I want to downgrade a tumor, I try it for 1 month. Just to be sure, but actually for this study, 2 weeks pa lang pala may result na. Ito naman, NK cell. Ano na ibig sabihin ng NK cell? Natural killer cell. So, this study was, ang tagal, no? 11 years. They did it in 11 years. Ang dami yan, 3,624 adult subjects. Ang result, if you have high natural killer cell activity, what should be the result? Low cancer risk. If you have low natural killer cell activity, the better chance of getting cancer is you should have a low NK cell activity. So if you want to have cancer, you should have low cancer NK cell activity. So which is better, low NK cell or high NK cell? High. Everybody wants to get high NK cell. Paano mag-high ang NK cell mo?